Today on the Gardener's Journal, small front yards, gardens viewed from the front porches of Victorian homes, and from front yard swings perfect for a cottage. Also, a stroll among the herbs. A tiny garden in front of a Victorian home proves that simplicity and strong structure can combine for a pleasing setting. Homeowner Janice Brown likes to sit with her husband on the front porch and view the world over the tops of her flowers and over the handsome iron fence.
Janice, I can't tell you the number of times I've walked by your house and admired your front garden. Tell me how it started.
Well, first of all, you must realize that we've only been here about a year and a half, and the previous owners left us with numerous charming qualities. The iron fence and the flagstone that you see in front of you and the gorgeous walkway with the lovely porch. Our concern was changing the plant material, and we really felt that in order to make the best of this home, we had to change the plant material.
And you think that the thing you wanted to achieve was a very clean look because it's a small garden. It needed to be neat and tidy.
I'm a meticulous person.
I can tell.
And when you have a garden this size, it's really easy to be this meticulous because there's not a great deal of work. And I find that living in the city, I've had to use fewer and fewer pesticides and sprays. I can't remember. I guess the only thing that I've ever had to do as far as putting something down in the garden was to use slug bait because I planted salvia this year, and I probably won't do salvia again because I know the slugs are here, and they love salvia.
The salvia is beautiful, though, I have to tell you.
It is gorgeous.
Will you change the annuals each year for a different effect then? You won't do this color scheme next year?
No, I'm already working on my color scheme for next year.
Yes, and different flowers then?
Yes, well, some different flowers. I really feel that I have to use impatiens because they give you a massive color. And again, when you're looking at a small garden and I don't have lots of green and I don't have a lot of interest with green, I like to have my interest in color. And if you look around, not only do I have pots, but I also have hanging baskets, and I have just whimsical little things that give you color, and I enjoy the color, so that becomes very important to me.
The planter bed over to the side here, you said you had to change that quite extensively.
This garden is pretty well shade, and in that box we had a lot of junipers, and junipers require sun, and we basically dug the whole box out, removed everything, and started all over again. And I also like green all year long, so most of the plant material that I have in there right now will stay green all year long. I have yews and rhodos and azaleas and a very interesting variegated pyrrhus.
Yes, and they're all doing well in that condition?
They're all doing well, and they were just planted in May, and I'm really pleased. They've grown extremely well. And eventually, I hope to see my climbing hydrangea come up between the two windows.
Oh, and go on the face of the brick and look lovely,
maybe
wouldn't
in
it?
2 years' time.
And tell me about this. There's a planter box here that you can overwinter your plant material in, and you're going to have a sort of an endless cycle of plants going through there?
Yes, endless cycle, because I've struggled with a plant that should have worked in a northeast light, my Japanese maple, but it suffered from sun scorch, so we're going to move that to the back, and seasonally I'm going to change the box.
Yes, so that it's kind of a challenge that way then, isn't it?
It is.
To pick plants that are going to thrive in that kind of condition. Tell me about your magnolia. Now, in a yard this small, if you're going to have a tree, it has to be the right tree, but you inherited that when you moved here, right?
Yes, and I've come to the conclusion that this magnolia is a small variety.
You're just hoping that.
It doesn't matter. It's going to be a small variety because I clip. And I already see a couple pieces that I'm going to keep down. I personally don't want this tree to grow any larger than it is right now. I only hope that I don't ruin the blooms.
Yes.
And I don't think I will. We had a second bloom this summer already, so I think I'll be okay.
The strong point, too, of this garden, like you mentioned, is some of the material you inherited, like the paving and the walkway. Are those some of the things that attracted you to it?
Well, that's very interesting. Actually, I didn't even know this house existed. I had seen it in a magazine, not actually in the Spectator. And I didn't know what the outside of the garden was like. And of course, I saw it in the wintertime when we finally did come to see the house, so I wasn't exactly sure what was under here. And then as the season passed along, we hit spring, and yes, I saw this. And this garden was charming, and this was important. But even if it hadn't been here, I think I still would have ended up with a charming garden somewhere along the line.
And you had to make the decision to remove the perennials then when you came here.
Yes.
You decided that wasn't for a small garden.
And it wasn't for me. I don't like mess. I think I said a little earlier that I'm really meticulous, and I'd rather have that clean look. And
yes.
not that I don't like perennials, I do, but I have very few that I like, and I like them because they always look wonderful, even when they're finished. So I'll save those for my backyard.
You mentioned evergreen material too, because in a small yard, sometimes it's hard to choose evergreens because you don't want something that's going to be too big and oppressive through the winter, but you've managed to find the smaller ones that you like then.
And not only that, with my choice, you can prune.
Yes.
And I'm good at clipping. So I will keep the yews clipped, and I'll keep the rhododendrons clipped too, because I don't have much place to go, really. Yeah.
Do you use your front porch? A lot of people, I think there's a resurgence in front porches, don't you?
Yes, and I think this was probably my favorite part of the house was the
Really?
front porch, yes. And as a matter of fact, the second Adirondack chair my sister gave to us as a moving-in present, because we only had one here when we came, and I sit out here all the time.
You can sit here and watch the garden.
Yes, and I like talking to people, and I have several people that pass by and comment on the garden, and that's always fun.
I bet there's not a plant here that ends up with a bad-looking bloom. I mean, you must be here just sort of pinching away and making everything look good.
Yeah, I like to pinch. Yeah, I don't even like to see my geraniums with any brown in them. My mother said, oh, just pluck out the brown. I said, oh, no, it's all got to go because I'll have a new bloom soon.
Yep, so it's got to be perfect.
It has to be perfect, but easy to do in a small garden.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you ever desire to have a bigger space, or are you happy with this?
Actually, I don't think so. I think things change and you develop different interests. I came from a fairly large garden in that one that I had to spend a lot more time at, and I certainly enjoyed it, and I guess that's probably where it all got started 8 years ago. But this is fun, and we're just sort of undertaking our backyard, and that'll be enough for me, and I'll just play more tennis and ride my bike more frequently.
And have fun.
Yes, and have fun.
Good. Thanks very much, Janice.
Oh,
thank
thank
you
you
for showing us your garden.
Oh, you're quite welcome.
Just a few blocks away from the clean lines of Janice Brown's yard is another garden style. In front of a small cottage-style home, flowers, a porch swing, and even vegetables grow on the space once given over to cars and weeds. Teresa Weindel shows us her retreat when the Gardener's Journal returns.
HGTV takes you on an exciting world garden tour to the exotic gardens of Bali. Today at 5 Eastern on HGTV, Home and Garden Television.
Once, in parts of this country, the problem wasn't getting good health care, but getting any at all. Fortunately, the doctors of the American Medical Women's Association have always gone the extra mile for people's health. Now, out of concern for yours, they've granted their acceptance to supplements. These from Nature Made. Nature Made is proud to bring you the first supplements to earn the acceptance of the AMWA. Nature Made, trusted by the ones you trust.
Here's HGTV's Daily Almanac.
This is Sunday, the 6th of September. With the days getting shorter, you may want to brighten up some rooms of your home with a new coat of paint. When choosing a color, it's handy to have a record of colors you've already used in your home. Just keep the paint stirrers from each project. Once they dry, write the room color and brand of paint you used and hang them together on a chain. Then you can bring your own color library to the paint store.
From the disorder of a vacant city lot, it is a short walk to a small garden full of surprises. The soil was terrible when Teresa Weindel decided to put in a garden here, so she put her garden in pots. There is very little room at the back of the house, so the front yard is a space for flowers, relaxation, and even for crops. One corner of the yard produces tomatoes, peppers, potatoes, squash, and eggplant out of stacked containers. But the small, packed garden is really a large classroom for Teresa's daycare kids, who listen to our talk from the shady front porch.
Teresa, tell me about how this garden started.
Well, this garden started approximately 9 years ago after we purchased the houses, and since there was no existing garden, I removed what was here. The place was surrounded by tall evergreens by tall cedars.
Yes.
And I needed to open up this area, which I did. And it was basically just annuals in the beginning. But then I slowly changed over to more and more perennials each year.
And a lot of things in pots, right?
A lot of things in pot, yes. First of all, I like to change things around.
Yes.
Not just the furniture, but also my garden. And having things growing in pots, it makes it easy to do so. You know, sometimes a certain variety of flowers are out of season, and you have this bare spot, you see. So if you have pots enough, you fill in this pot with this area with a little splash of color.
Is there any special care that you have to give them because they're growing in pots then, like fertilizer? How often do you water?
I water the pots like you would any indoor plant. Every 2 weeks, basically, with a good general fertilizer.
Let's just walk along here, Teresa.
Yeah, sure.
You have, it looks like a lot of herbs.
Yeah.
Lots of sage, I see
Lots
growing.
of
Come on down here.
We like to use the sage in teas in the winter.
In tea?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's very, very good for sore throat, a hacking cough. And if you mix it with peppermint or other teas, milder teas, you know, it's drinkable.
Yes.
Even the kids will use it.
Tell me about some of the other things then you've decided. You have switched to some perennials in the garden too.
Yeah. This is, well, a yellow daisy. Its flowering season is just about over now.
Yes.
But it's a very fast spreading, beautiful little perennial.
It's kind of nice here because with these tall herbs up here, you almost have a screen for the garden, don't you?
Yeah, it's almost like a little hedge. Yes, it's nice.
And let's just walk down here. Do you sit a lot in the porch swing?
Each and every day, yes.
Yeah,
Starting early in the morning. And it's a nice way to finish off a day. It's very relaxing, very comfortable.
Yeah. I see that you've won a couple civic awards for the garden.
Yes, I did, thank you.
That
Yeah,
must be nice.
yeah, it's a good feeling.
You also grow vegetables. We'll walk down to the other part of your garden and see what's growing down there.
Sure, of course.
Teresa, tell me what's happening in this big barrel here.
Well, originally I would grow my geraniums and other annuals in here, but I thought it was time for a change. So I planted some zucchini, and I thought I'd give the yellow zucchinis a try.
Quite attractive.
Oh, they're quite attractive, and I had no idea they would grow to that size. It's enormous.
Let's walk
just
to this
enormous.
corner. Now,
Yeah.
you've really made use of a small property. Was that a challenge for you?
In the beginning, yes, it was a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
But it's a necessity. I do not have very much space in the backyard. And so I had to resort to containers, like flower pots of all shapes and sizes, you know, and other containers. And the vegetables seem to be doing quite well. They grow basically in compost. It's an almost even mix of mushroom compost, the compost from my composters,
Yes.
other vegetable matters that I have, and garden soil.
So it's a
And
fairly rich.
It's a very rich soil.
And you have potatoes. What else growing here?
PEI potatoes, yes.
And how do they do in the planter?
Well, it remains to be seen. I think you dig them up in September.
Maybe we'll come back for that.
You come back, yeah.
And you have peppers, and what else growing here in this corner?
Yeah,
Tomatoes.
we have the hot peppers, sweet peppers, some eggplants. You can see them coming out right now. And patio tomatoes.
Do you ever have any problem with people swiping vegetables while they walk by?
No,
Maybe I shouldn't suggest
not
that.
so far, not so far. No, I've been very lucky.
So your garden really is all in your front yard practically then?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you think this is more of a European thing to be using the front yard this way?
I have never thought of that. I don't know.
They seem to use space more, you know, than Canadians. You know, maybe Canadians, you have a typical lawn in their front yard, but this is a nice way to use the space.
Yeah. No, I don't think a garden is somehow complete without vegetables. Just a few vegetables. It's very nice.
What pleasure does your garden bring to you when you walk in your front door or you walk out and see the flowers in bloom?
To me, it's a form of therapy. You know, we all have times where we are a little bit down, and working with the flowers, with the vegetables, it gets my mind off things. It's very, very, very calming, very relaxing, you know. And just watching things grow, it's so lovely, you know. You see the results of your labors. It's very pleasurable.
You know what else is lovely is that because it's all in your front yard, other people can enjoy it as well as they walk by or drive by.
Yeah.
That's how I first saw it when I drove by.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Teresa, for showing us your garden.
Thank you.
Herbs are an important feature of Teresa's garden, just as they are a central focus at the teaching garden at the Royal Botanical Gardens. We go on a herb stroll next with horticulturist Brian Holly.
Why, yes, it is Ace Paint. During Ace Paint Days, it's on sale. Pick up a gallon of our best Ace 7-star satin, specially priced. But you better hurry, it's only available at Newberg Hardware.
Need a lift?
Nah, I'm waiting for a bus.
If you can do this, you can make wood beautiful with Minwax. And if you can do this, you can give wood lasting protection. Turning a house into a beautiful home is as easy as turning to Minwax. If you can do this, you can make wood beautiful with Minwax. And if you can do this, you can give wood lasting protection. Turning a house into a beautiful home is as easy as turning to Minwax.
Where's my blue shirt?
At the cleaners.
Where's that piece of wire with the thing on it?
In your closet.
Where's the fuse box?
In the basement.
Where's Barney J. Weatherington, master of all space and time?
Having dinner.
Whoa! What's in the garbage?
You don't want to know. Life gets crazy. Get Glad.
Where are all my swimsuit magazines? Mr. Howard, I brought the, new carpet. Nice. Wow. That's great.
Good morning, Mr. Howard.
Ooh, oh,
Good morning, Mr. Howard. For your office, your business, your store. New carpet. It just feels better.
Mr. Howard?
The bees are busy in the purple coneflower at the herb garden here at the RBG. In the hot days of late summer, it is a rich experience to follow the fragrance through the herbs.
Brian, do you remember the last day we were here and it was freezing in May, I think?
Absolutely. We were shivering and quaking.
So give me a tour of all these wonderful things that are happening
Isn't
here.
it great?
Yes.
I mean, it's nice because once things start to roll, you just get this progression of flowering, one thing after the other. The echinaceas or coneflowers are coming in right now. In another week or so, these little buttons on this plant will be coming out, little yellow buttons.
Yes.
It's chrysanthemum balsamida, sometimes known as Bible leaf or costmary. And it's great. Actually, it's got a funny story to it.
Yes, tell me
Got
about
time
it.
for a story?
I've got time for a story, yes.
Apparently in the old days, when church services were much longer than they were now,
Yeah.
and when nothing was air-conditioned, ladies used to have these in the middle of their Bibles, and every time they felt faint, they'd just open their Bible up a little bit and smell, and it would revive them somewhat.
Have you tried it?
Well, I better be careful. No.
No, you haven't tried it.
Not even during board
You could
meetings.
be at a boring lecture somewhere and you could have yourself revived by using that. Let me smell it.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's nice.
Yeah,
it's
it's a nice
nice.
smell.
Big crop of basil
Oh,
here.
basil's like crazy, yeah. Now, let's see what else we've got here. We've got, actually, yeah.
This is a nice yarrow that is unusual looking.
Yeah, now this one's kind of nice. The one that's really special in this little corner is this one right here. And it's got a little bit smaller flower head and kind of a creamy center. And if you smell the leaf, it's really quite special. It's called Maciero. The other thing that's in here somewhere, if I can find it, there's some right there, that's I really rather like. It's not exactly showy, but that's mignonette.
Mignonette.
And it's a really famous fragrant plant.
And it's subtle. It's subtle.
It's subtle. Some days it seems to be more so than others, a little bit stronger than other days.
And in front of us we have tarragon, of course.
Tarragon, yeah.
And a beautiful oregano.
Isn't that fabulous? Yeah. This is a brand new oregano. This is the first year I've grown it. The color is just superb. And now I'm going to have to check the label. It seems to me it's called Herrenhauser.
And it's ornamental only as opposed to...
Yeah, it's Herrenhausen is what the name is. Yeah. I got it from a local nursery, and it doesn't have much flavor to it. I tasted it. Actually, you can try it if you'd like. It doesn't have that characteristic bite that a good oregano should have.
So you're growing it just for the flowers. Yeah. Can you dry them or do anything wonderful?
I haven't dried them yet, but I would think that you could. Yeah, it's much more showy than most of them, though. And of course, the lemon drop geraniums are down in here. Or actually, those might be tangerine geraniums. Marigolds.
Yeah. Marigolds.
Yeah, we'll get letters about that if we don't watch it.
We've talked about that. Customary. Oh, I know. Up here.
Okay.
Eucalyptus growing. Tell me about growing this in the garden. Now, can you grow enough that you could actually harvest some and dry it and have it?
Yeah, definitely. This one's been cut back quite hard this year, but already we've got, and it would have been cut back almost to the ground before we put it out. But you've got certainly some nice things on here that you could use for flower arranging, or if you wanted to harvest eucalyptus for, you know, maybe using in a little bit of cream or as a skin cream or something like that, it would be fine.
So you're planting it. It's tender. You couldn't overwinter it.
No, I'd move it inside for the wintertime. That's right, yeah. But it's kind of fun.
And you would get it from a started plant as opposed to start from seed?
No, I grew it from seed.
From seed?
Yeah, I've grown about 4 or 5 different types of eucalyptus. And generally speaking, you get a fair number of seeds and you get a few plants. You know, might get 3 or 4 plants from a package of seed. But no, it's fun to play with.
And there's something interesting, curry.
Yes, this is fun, yeah.
Curry smell, anyway, on this plant.
Yeah, it's actually called the curry plant. It's a helichrysum, and which is the same group of plants as straw flowers, which people are more familiar with. And if you take some of these leaves and
I can smell it already.
I know, it's remarkable. And it doesn't look as good now actually in flower. Earlier in the spring, it's this kind of nice silvery bush. And by the time the summertime rolls around, it starts to produce these flowers. It's a little bit less impressive, but these dry nicely.
Yeah,
like a tansy flower or like a yarrow flower.
A small little button.
Exactly, and a little smaller than some of the others, so they're a good plant.
It's hard to believe it smells so much like curry that it wouldn't have the taste.
Don't you wish it would taste like curry? Yeah. It'd be so easy to go in the garden and instead of frying 14 different spices.
Grinding up all these things. And myrtle here, which is a very pretty little plant,
this is the microphylla, the small leaf myrtle, and this is a variegated form. And I don't know if the camera can pick it up. We actually have, well, maybe back in here we can see.
A bloom?
We actually have some flowers on this one, and tons and tons of flower buds. So it's quite a pretty plant. And my understanding is they're used a lot in wedding ceremonies in Central Europe. It's kind of a symbolic plant of weddings. So.
And that is hardy?
No, it comes inside for the wintertime too, Kathy,
And the beautiful yarrows.
Yeah, that's summer pastels, and they really are, you know, they aren't as sturdy as some of the others in terms of being upright, but, and some people curse them. I know Marilyn Edmondson Dreiger, I think, cursed these ones a little bit, if I'm not...
I like them, though.
But I think they're beautiful.
They're a nice airy effect.
Yeah, and they're tough as nails. You know, you can grow them any place, just about in Canada.
Yeah.
And they'll survive the winters okay.
Don't need a lot of watering.
Yeah.
And a nice little pastel yellow anthemus, is that what that is?
Anthemus or anthemus, and it's tinctoria, so it's would be used as a dye plant as well. Kind of, again, it's a nice little plant, and nice long flowering period on it too. It'll last pretty much a month or so, and nice long stems for cutting, which is something else we're always kind of looking for, to find something that's useful.
It's a good yellow too, isn't it?
It's not clear.
It's not brassy, it's very lemony.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty one.
Sort of as a backdrop here, we have these wonderful teasels.
Yeah, no, these are my weeds. I do have quite a few weeds in this garden, but these ones I actually cultivate, and they are legitimate members of the herb garden.
Yes.
The teasels, of course, we use for teasing wool, to get the mats out of wool. And, of course, mullein was a tobacco substitute and all sorts of other things. People made throat preparations from it as well. My favorite one, though, and I may have told you this one before, is they used to call it Pilgrim's Blush.
No, you didn't.
Because the girls, it has little tiny hairs on it. And they couldn't wear makeup, so they'd rub their cheeks with this, and it would make their cheeks nice and red. So it was like they put blush on. I didn't make that up. I think I just whacked my microphone there.
And these just arrive in a lot of people's gardens.
Well,
I've
they do,
noticed.
and I love them.
Yeah.
I actually grow quite a few different types of verbascums because I think they're really good, strong structural plants for the garden, but not everybody likes them.
I like them.
And,
do they seed? Is that how they're
yeah,
traveling around?
and they're biennial. So the first year you get a little rosette of sort of felted leaves. And the second year you get these tall yellow spikes. And sometimes you get some really interesting ones that have more candelabra sort of effect to them. These ones aren't quite as much as some others, but teasels, however, I don't really recommend for the home gardener because they've got so many thistles and thorns on them that they're
not the best for lining your pathway, are they?
No, they aren't. And this is something else you might want to see too. It's a native mint, and the reason I like it so much, it's got a great mint flavor and fragrance. I've used it for teas and stuff.
This is the mountain mint?
This is mountain mint, yeah, but it's not invasive. It doesn't have those rhizomes that most mints have that run around all over your garden.
Yeah.
It's more forms of drift. It doesn't show really well here, but it's kind of overwhelmed by this teasel, but rather than forming a large mat, it just will kind of form a drift. And it combines beautifully with things like coneflower.
It's
good
really
combination
lovely.
plant. Yeah, nice little white buttons, and it tastes good, and it's easy to dry, and very hardy.
Well, the garden certainly changed a lot since May, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, it's remarkable, and it'll change a lot yet. You know, and I think that's one of the joys of gardening is you can go it every single day, and something's a little different.
Well, I'm sure we could come back in like 3 weeks, and this scene would be quite different, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'll change again.
Okay, thanks very much, Brian.
You're
we'll
welcome,
come back
Kathy.
with Herb Garden.
Okay, sounds good.
The Gardener's Journal returns in a moment.
Sometimes when you're shopping for lumber, it's hard to find a good piece. You run into flaws like these. Pitch pockets, warped, wane. That's why Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse carries Top Choice lumber. Top Choice is guaranteed free from most defects, so you get lumber that's straighter with fewer knots and less bark for no more than some places charge for lower quality lumber. Ooh, see this? We call that kindling. No good. Top Choice lumber at Lowe's. Because when it comes to lumber, Lowe's knows.
Spectracide grass and weed killer works in 24 hours. The other brand takes a little longer. Actually, a lot longer. Spectracide works in hours, not days. That's why weeds can't hide from Spectracide.
To you, it's your castle. To millions of termites, it's the all-you-can-eat buffet. But now there's new Terminate from Spectracide. Do-it-yourself termite protection for a fraction of the cost of professionals. Before it's too late, terminate.
Friends, 10-3-2-1 has changed to 10-10-3-2-1, but nothing's really changed. You still save over AT&T on every call in the U.S. and still save 50% on every call over 20 minutes. There's no need to sign up. Just dial 10-10-3-2-1, then 1, then the number as usual. For me, it's the 50%, isn't it?
Joan London for Claritin.
In my line of work, you've got to be ready. Ready to hit your mark. That's why my doctor prescribed Claritin Ready tabs for my seasonal allergies. It dissolves on your tongue without water, so you can take it anytime, any place. One tablet means 24-hour non-drowsy relief from seasonal allergies, and is safe for children as young as 6. There's a low occurrence of side effects, including headache, drowsiness, fatigue, and dry mouth. Action! Talk to your doctor about Claritin Ready tabs. Call 1-800-CLARITIN.
And if you don't have a small front yard, then this type of landscaping is possible. Planted with a variety of ground covers, trees, and shrubs, this front yard provides both peace and privacy. Well, that's it for this edition of the Gardener's Journal. I'm Kathy Renwald. See you next week.
Tonight, we begin a new project on This Old House Classics. A young family needs more living space in their bungalow. Find out where there's room to grow. Tonight at 7 Eastern, only on HGTV.
This is the show that started it all.
Home and Garden Television is proud to bring you This Old House Classics.
Classic craftsmanship. Classic design. Classic solutions.
These are the shows you know and love, with all the tips, advice, and charm of an original American masterpiece.
Everything you need to make your home a classic. Preserving our history one old house at a time.
This Old House Classics. Tonight at 7 Eastern on HGTV, Home and Garden Television.
When you're ready to turn those blueprints into 4 walls and a roof, there's only one address, Dream Builders. Tonight at 7:30 on HGTV.